All right, so I'm going to need a little bit of help from y'all. I want you to raise your hand if you've eaten fast food in the last week. And higher. All right, everybody look around. Okay, leave them up. Add your hand if you've eaten produce from a local grocery store or even Walmart, wherever. All right, look around. So what that means is that probably every single person in the room has eaten some sort of product that is connected to the undocumented labor force here within Idaho. Now let's take a look. 3.1% of the population, approximately, is undocumented right here in Idaho. Now among that 3.1%, 1 in 3, about, are farm workers. Now none of these numbers seem very large. However, just those 1 in 3 makes up 47% of the agricultural industry here in Idaho. And on average, these workers are making around $24,000 a year. Ironically, if they were made to pay both federal and state taxes, they would probably be receiving more money from the government than they would ever be paying. So what does this all mean? It means that every single one of us is inherently connected to a labor force that is either being mistreated or misrepresented within the status quo. The media feeds one perception of what it might mean to be undocumented. However, there are countless other ways in which an individual could find themselves undocumented that either go misrepresented or not represented at all. This means that there is a large population of people within our community that is going without access to constitutional rights, to equal treatment, and oftentimes access to legal services. Now, if you can take anything out of my talk at the end of the day, I want it to be the difference is not a justification for discrimination, nor is it a justification for unequal treatment. There's probably some room for an important conversation that a lot of us on the stage and in the room could be having. Why am I up here talking about undocumented immigration? I am not an undocumented immigrant, nor do I have any idea what it means to be undocumented. I am not here to tell you what that means, because I don't know. And it's important for us to recognize those types of things. As individuals with privilege, whether we are one or not, we have to see how that interplays with acts of service and acts of public service specifically. I'm here because I opened my eyes to an issue that is plaguing not only our community, but the world. And it's through no fault of the individuals that are feeling these barriers. It's through the fault of a system that fails to recognize these harms. It is through community engagement that we are able to change these types of realities. And this is key to responsible and empathetic types of involvement. Now, what I was able to do is become a large part of Project Laura here within Boise. Now, I'm sure you can read on both screens that Project Laura stands for Latin American Unaccompanied Minor and Refugee Assistance. It is specifically a service here within Boise that provides access to legal representation for individuals who may not have it based on economic or language barriers. Now, I'm specifically a student interpreter, meaning that I help with Spanish translations. However, there are many different languages and types of individuals that need access to these types of things. I was a student leader within the project because I was chosen by one of my teachers to become the first student representative and lead a large number of others. We're able to create glossaries and actually do one-on-one translations over the phone and in person in order to provide access that many people need. This can be in terms of doing paperwork or providing information. But what's very important about Project Laura is that it's not providing any sort of extra support for individuals that don't deserve it. It is actually just providing legal support that every single person has constitutional access to. It's the same types of support that you would get if you're an English speaker or someone who is here, however, except it provides the service to people that are having a hard time accessing it now. At the end of the day, I'm not asking you to take some sort of large-scale action. I'm asking you to open your eyes. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, nor do you have to be an expert. However, there is numerous ways for everyone in the community to become more aware of these issues. These are just a few organizations that put out large-scale amounts of information on the current immigration system, not only within the world, but particular to certain states. I urge you, if you're having any sort of doubt about the conversation, to take a look at the statistics that these types of organizations provide and really be introspective about how that could affect our lives here in Boise. The way that we become more involved on these types of issues that affect large-scale people within our communities is to become more aware. Maybe one of the largest problems with the current political sector is that we are not open to being empathetic or open-minded. Again, I'm not telling you what the truth is about these things, but instead bringing to your attention that there's a truth we're not seeing. Now you know. It's your choice with what to do with that.